got a young lady to give the starting command.
That's right, we're excited for this race today, the Midsummer Championship for the CRA Super Series. And I have Autumn from Mishawaka here in this great state. You ready for today's race?
Yeah.
All right, you ready to give the command to fire the engines?
Yeah, when we start.
All right,
Let's now take a look at the starting grid for the 2011 CRA Super Series Summer Championship 125 at Plymouth Speedway. Starting on the pole from Ossian, Indiana, he was the winner up at Angola back on July 4th, Terry Fisher Jr. And to his outside, Tyler Rohrig back driving the family race car. On the inside of row number 2 is the winner from 2 weeks ago up at the M40 Speedway, Steve Dorr, and to his outside, Joliet, Illinois driver Boris Yurkovic. Ross Kenseth, the winner at Columbus earlier this year, will go from the inside of row number 3, and Jeff Lane, the winner at Anderson. Row 4 sees Derek Griffin in the Welch and Wilson entry, and alongside him is Joe Beaver. On the inside of row 5, Eddie Hoffman, who won this race 1 year ago, and Brian Campbell driving Johnny Benson's race car. Row 6, Nick Galata had a career best finish of 2nd 2 weeks ago up at M40, and Jordan Sims, driver of car number 176. Row 7 sees open wheel standout Aaron Pierce and Jason Deach. Row 8 sees Mason Mingus in the 811 Call Before You Dig entry, and Jeep Flume from Cincinnati, Ohio. Row 9, Scott Hance out of Angola, Indiana, and welcome back Joe O'Connor in car number 80. Row 10, Matt Hall out of Newport, Michigan, and 1997 Series champion Kenny Tweedy will go from his outside. Row 11 sees a couple of Northern Indiana veterans as Brent Jack will go from the inside of that row, and to his outside, Brian Ross, former Series champion. Row number 12 sees Jay Newick in that car number 84, a tribute to Rob Seneker, and to his outside, the 35 of Colin Tolan. Jack Smith and Colin Nikolai will go from row number 13, and rounding out the field in row number 14, Damon Eckhoff and C.J. Leary.
The field gets the one-to-go signal. Pace truck pulls to the infield. Terry Fisher Jr. and Tyler Rohrig will lead the field to green. Rounding corners number 3 and 4. Turn up the heat. The Summer Championship 125 is underway. Tyler Rohrig dumps out into the race lead. Terry Fisher Jr. back to second, working the bottom lane. Yurkovic to the outside. Flag going to come out. Problems for the Newport, Michigan driver Matt Hall. Yellow flag out. 6 laps complete. Jeff Lane and Derek Griffin battling. Yellow got to come out again. Yurkovic, Rohrig, Dorr, Kenseth, and Fisher, the top 5 cars. Coming to green again off of corner number 4. We're back racing. Rohrig on that top line trying to defend the top spot against Boris Yurkovic had it before the caution. Rohrig trying to take it back. Now Steve Dorr shoots to the bottom. Ross Kenseth in the number 4 position. He's trying to find a way them all. 3 wide, almost for a second down the front stretch. The winner at Angola trying to defend himself pretty well. Kenseth looking like he's going to clear Rohrig. Dorr, dirt tracks it. Dorr spins around. And Jeff Lane clips the back of Steve Dorr. A tough break for the number 10 machine of Steve Dorr. He has problems at lap number 22. The 28 of Jack Smith spins it around as well. Yellow flag out. Coming to green off of corner number 4. We're back racing at Plymouth. Yurkovic noses ahead of Rohrig. Beaver and Fisher still battling. Fisher a little bit loose off the corner. That's going to open up the bottom lane for Eddie Hoffman. Terry Fisher Jr. back into the number 2 spot. Yurkovic tries to throw a block and pushes him high, side by side down the backstretch. At the line, Terry Fisher Jr. nosing back ahead of Boris Yurkovic. 11th, the 811 of Mason Mingus. Tweedy and Pierce knocking fenders. Yellow going to come out for the car number 1 of Jeep Flume. He has trouble down at corner number 1. Tough break for the Cincinnati, Ohio driver. 40 laps complete. Here we go, back to green, 40 laps complete. On the restart, Terry Fisher Jr. jumps back out in front of Boris Yurkovic. Roaring to the bottom of Yurkovic now. That's for second. Yurkovic slams the door. Oh, problem's going to be on the front stretch. Colin Tolan and Jeep Flume with problems. And Yellow out. Tough break for these two drivers. And the caution flag's going to come out with 41 laps complete. Drag it a little bit again here on the restart. Green flag back out again. Fisher doing a good job trying to clear Boris Yurkovic. Oh, Fisher into the back of Boris Yurkovic. Yurkovic goes around. Jay Newick and Brent Jack both spin it around to try to evade the 53 car, Boris Yurkovic. All kinds of cars stuck up in corner number 4, yellow flag out. After making contact with the number 53 machine of Boris Yurkovic, Terry Fisher Jr. and Yurkovic will both go to the tail on the restart. For the way these two cars were battling, something had to give between the Joliet, Illinois driver and the Ossian, Indiana drivers of Boris Yurkovic and Terry Fisher Jr. Coming to green off of corner number 4, roaring all kinds of loose, but green flag back out. Zero car, Joe Beaver is going to loop it around. A strong run for Joe Beaver and loops it all by himself. Yellow flag going to come out. 64 laps in. Eddie Hoffman shows the way. Tyler Roehrig second. Aaron Pierce sitting in third. Here we come. Back to green at Plymouth Speedway. Pierce gets into the back of Roehrig just a little bit. Pierce trying to get the runner-up spot. Ross Kenseth battling with Kenny Tweedy. Scott Hansen's worked his way up to 6th. Galana 7th. Ross 8th. Dorr 9th. Griffin rounding out the top 10. Now Roehrig does get into the back of Tweedy. Tyler gets cut down to the number 2 machine. Yellow out. Hoffman, Aaron Pierce, Tyler Roehrig, Ross Kenseth, and Scott Hans, the top 5. Some heavy hitters up near the front. Back to green at Plymouth. Tweedy and Beaver beating and banging on the restart. And yellow out again. Hoffman and Roehrig still the front row. We come back to green at Plymouth Speedway. Nikolai into the side of Jeep Flume. Brent Jack into it. Oh, Jeep Flume belts the outside wall. Looking like the entire right side of the one at G Flume getting torn off as he hammers the outside wall here on the front stretch. Yellow flag out. A couple of Grundy County Speedway guys battling up front here at Plymouth. Eddie Hoffman, Ross Kenseth, Aaron Pierce, Scott Hance, Derek Griffin, the top 5, back to green. Fisher to the inside of Hance. Hance slams the door. Good racing back here for fourth. Griffin fourth, Hance fifth, Fisher sixth. Best bet on the racetrack is right here. Third and fourth place cars, Derek Griffin and Terry Fisher Jr. trying to overtake Colin to the line. Less than 5 laps remaining, 4 to go to be exact. Three laps to go for Eddie Hoffman. Eddie Hoffman mainly sticking to the Illinois tracks. Pretty good this year on the ASA Tour. About a 6-car length advantage over second place, Ross Kenseth. Rounding the third and fourth corners, Eddie Hoffman will see Brian Duncan's white flag. Final tour down the backstretch. The Feast Oil, Lisa Thomas Solon, Chevrolet of Wheaton, Illinois driver. Eddie Hoffman wins again at Plymouth. Ross Kenseth second, Derek Griffin third, Terry Fisher Jr. fourth. Aaron Pierce going to round out the top 5 in the 2011 edition Summer Championship 125 for the CRA Super Series here at Plymouth Speedway.